Greetings, everyone. I hope you're having an amazing day. We are in the Friday of week 2 of Stimulate Your Business, and we are using the yin and yang of business. And what I mean by that is that you are going to have your business marketing plan. You're going to be launching something in the next week or so. And I am going to be here to help you train you on using metaphysics of person, space, and time. So that's business astrology, business feng shui, and business timing. So you can launch something at the right time. If you are new to me, hello. I'm so happy that you are here today. My name is Kathleen Zamansky. I'm a business feng shui master, astrologer, and the creator of the TimeBlazr business management system, which is what we are going to start with today. But before we go too far, if you are new to us, please put in, and even if you are returning and you've been here the entire time, say hello to us. Let us know where you're calling in from today. And really, one of the very first steps I want you to do, because this is an action-based program. It's not save it for later, especially this next week. This is very time sensitive, and I might even consider taking down these videos after about a week or so because the time will have passed, because we're going to be now looking into favorable timing. But really what you need to do is you need to decide what you're going to do with your precious time. The last thing I want you to do, to have sat here for the 2 weeks previous and then all through next week and not take action. That would be actually a big offense to me, for me going through all of this effort for you to bring some stimulus to your business. So what do I mean by stimulus to your business? So I have talked about here in the US, we have had, some programs, government programs that would be, helping to stimulate the economy. And what that meant was that we got some money. Now, I'm not sure if your country did that. It wasn't a huge amount, but it did help literally millions of people to, get some things that they've either wanted or needed that weren't there ahead of time. Well, what I want to propose to you is bringing stimulus to your own business. Even if you're working for somebody, maybe you're seeing that you're falling short on your bills or things like that. Maybe you are going to consider doing a side gig of some sort. And there's a number of different ways that you can do and leverage maybe a passion of yours, or past material that is just sitting on the shelf. And why don't you dust those off and really let's get into it, and so that you can really have some better outcomes than you have in the past. So week 1 we covered astrology. We've created a playlist, and that's on YouTube, and it would be under Stimulate Your Business. I highly recommend that you go back and look at all of those videos, because all of the animals that will transcend your astrological natal chart, which is year, month, day, and hour. And even if you don't know the hour of birth, that shouldn't stop you. That should be ever more reason, like, what can I do with my astrological chart? As I explained this week, we got into the feng shui and flying star, that those other animals, whether you have them in your chart or not, will play a role in you and your success. Sorry about that. We got to get these. Let me get the timer on. I thought that was off. I'm just going to turn it off. So basically what I want to explain to you today is how we are going to, that's also a sign for you as well, turn off your phones and notifications, because they just take you off your game, right? We're going to really focus for the next at least hour. I'm not putting a time parameter around this, because I don't want it to be like I'm speaking like, a used car salesperson, that I am just rushing through the material and then I'm leaving you open-ended here. So what I would really prefer is that I slow it down a bit and really answer your questions as they come in and things like that. So what we are going to be talking about today is we are going to be talking about the TimeBlazr. So let me just get over to the screen. As we said before, or as I said before, we have already talked about the person. We already talked about the space. You may have now discovered that your chart may be not as great as you want it to be for 2021, but we have some opportunities for 2022, and that's why I really do this mid-year program. Is if you need to really speed up things to get the most benefit out of these animals, it would be an amazing strategy for you to implement. The same goes for the space. There are certain areas of the space that are going to be more benevolent than not. So what I want you to start thinking about is how the space can provide even more support to achieve your goals. The really juicy part that I really am very proud of is the TimeBlazr piece, because you really will have more control if you are planning your weeks and days out in the TimeBlazr way. Then you're going to have more opportune times that are personalized to you for you to receive the benefits of the TimeBlazr. So this next slide is, yes, the month of July, and I'm gonna actually do a live demo of the TimeBlazr. But until I just want to land on this page for just a second, because I'm gonna just start explaining things right from the very beginning over here. And I would like to gift you a 30-day trial to, well, I'm not covering up anything that has not already passed, so I'm okay just leaving my picture there. But I want to gift you 30 days on me at this particular time, at the time of this recording, and that may be changing soon, that we are going to be giving you a free 30 time trial of the TimeBlazr. So just go to www.free30timetrial.com and then enter in your personal information, which will give you the personalized version of the TimeBlazr. So the TimeBlazr has so many features and benefits for you to capitalize on, even in this 30-day trial. But the reason I wanted you to experience it for yourself, and one of the things we're going to be doing right from the get-go today, is we are broadcasting on the 23rd of July. So we are in what's called a remove day, but not the entire day is going to be benevolent. So I'll get into the details of the day once we go over to the TimeBlazr, but let me just tell you a little bit about on this view here, because once I go over to the live view, because of the platform I'm on, it may not be able to show you full screen, so I'm going to have to jiggle the screen around a little bit. So I want to stay on this view for a moment. So the first thing is, you can see that it says the goat in July. And the reason that it says that in the Chinese calendar, which is based on the 5 elements, the animal signs, yin and yang, and the flow of qi, and then once it's personalized to you, then you can see how well you connect up with each and every day. But we have to start out with a base for everyone. So we call this the foundational view, if you will, and we really don't even offer this foundational view as it stands right now, because we want to just make sure you get the highest results by having it personalized. So if you've already downloaded your calendar, and please go do that right now if you haven't already, um, basically, you're going to start seeing other things than you see on this calendar. But we're going to strip away for the moment the personalization, just so I can talk to you about this particular calendar. So as you can see, every single year in the month of July, we have what's called the month of the goat. And the month of the goat actually starts this year on the 7th of July. It doesn't, the goat month never starts, or any month for that matter, never starts like the Gregorian or Western calendar on the first of the month. So what I have done is taken this information, which was quite coded, and you really needed to have a date selection, or a Zeri, if you are familiar with that that term, or a favorable timing expert to choose good and opportune times for you. But what I've done is I've allowed you to pretty much have me in your pocket as your date selection specialist with a little bit of training. Now, I'm going to be very honest with you. Just like astrology, just like the feng shui, there is a bit of a learning curve. Come on, this is millions of years of technology that has been that has transcended time and has been updated so that you can use it in the form that it's being used. But just like any software, and I don't care what software that you have, if it's robust enough, it's not just plug and play. You have to learn a little bit of the strategy behind to make it most effective for you. Just realized that I didn't have my camera on all that time. But anyway, here we go. So what I want to impress upon you is how important it is to just take this step by step, just like I'm teaching you. I really want you to just take a breath and really realize that there's a lot in the system, but using it as a tool to improve your life. And for those of you who may have already used the TimeBlazr and have already experienced the benefits of it, please put in the chat one, yes, that I have used this and have gotten value from it. So put a one if you are one of those that have already used the TimeBlazr for success. All right, so the next feature that I want to talk about is that we're going to see different types of days. For example, on the 8th, we see it's an open day. On the 15th, it was an initiate day. On the 21st, it was a close. Yesterday, it was an establish. And today, it's a remove day. So there's going to be 12 different types of energies, if you will, that will be the prevailing energy over the day. So you need to use the energy type of the day for its most and highest value to you for what type of day it is, right? So today is a remove day, and a remove day is going to start telling you things like get rid of things, let go of things, get on a better mindset of instead of, I can't, no, get rid of that thought, get rid of that negative thought pattern. This is a great day to archive files. This is a great day to clean up an area. What did I suggest yesterday? Pick one area that you can get done within this time frame that is very benevolent. That's why we're recording now instead of later. So that is why we want to have you to start seeing things that I actually do with these particular days. And so we're going to be doing that from today all the way through the 30th of the month when this free program ends. And then we'll talk about if you would like to move further with me, we can do that. All right, give me just a second here while I get off camera and switch over to, hold on, let me go here. All right, just give me a second. I am pulling up another screen. And let's see if I can get over here what I want to get over here. Yeah, voila, I did it. Great. All right. So we are now in the TimeBlazr portal, which hopefully you can visit, ever so often to see what's going on over here. And what we're going to do is we're going to go into the members only platform. So I want to show you this, and then I'm going to go over to another platform, or another login, if you will. So I actually logged into just as a test, and that your name and date and time of birth will come up over here. And what I want to show you is that you will get, when we move on to the next tab in the month, so we're here in the month of July, and then we're going to move over here, and your TimeBlazr will end 30 days later. And so that's what I want to show you. So again, we are we are, really looking at the TimeBlazr in a way that for the next 30 days, what can you do with that? All right, I'm just going to log out of that account and get over to another one just to protect my passwords here. I'm going to do that off screen. Just give me 1 second. As it's logging in. Okay. All right. Let me go back over here. All right. So this is also a test, but it is under, everyone's, password is protected. So let me just tell you a little bit about the portal. And again, just because of the platform I'm on, I'm really not able to do too much as far as how we're viewing it on the screen, but that's okay. So by default, it is always going to come up with the month. And then it is also going to come with these pre-selected icons, which you can see right here on the TimeBlazr. I'll explain those in just a moment. And you will also see your astrology chart that is written there. So that will come up already populated. So please, please, please just take 2 extra seconds when you are plugging in your information, and we'll send you by default your login and password. Change that right away. We don't go into your TimeBlazr, it's just to help you get started right away. Now you will not have access to this full access tab. These are for members that are already full paid members. Although I'll give you just a little peek of what's in there. There's some onboarding videos, and when some of the times that we meet, there's some worksheets, and then there's some goal settings and activations, and there's quite a bit in there. But you will not have access to that. What you will have access to is these training videos, and basically what it's going to be, there's going to be a little bit of orientation, navigation, which I'm doing right now, talking about the 12 values. That's the 12 different days that I was just talking about, remove days and things like that. The difference between green and white days, I should have showed you that, but I will show you that in the month view, but without the stars and icons. But I will show you about that, talk about the icons, your business astrology, different filters that you can do, and then how to plan out an empowering week. This will also tell you how to print out the TimeBlazr if you still want to do that. Quite frankly, I print mine out. I am still what I guess is called old school. I'm a very tactile person, so I like to plan my days and times out. So I end up doing that on a paper version of this, so we'll show you how to print that out. And then if you want to insert this into your iCal or Google Calendar, we'll show you how to do that as well. This is your account information of basically, your various different accounts. Okay, all right, let's go back over to the TimeBlazr very quickly. I'm going to go through this a little bit more extensively on Monday, but I just want to quickly show you, number one, when we look at sort of this global view of the month, basically you can look at first there's green and white days. Like I said, I should have showed you that when I was on the standard view. What it's saying is that the green days are automatically going to be by formula 5 elements, etc., for everyone. This is on the basic or standard version. Those are days that are going to be good for everyone. The white days are still usable, but the energy is a little bit lower, so it goes below a distinction of the day being a green day, so it just drops in energy. But you're also going to see that there's stars located. Like, look on Thursday, the 1st of July, there's a 1 star for this person, but you can drop down to like the 9th, and it's a white day, and then we've got 5 stars. So really what that's saying is the difference between these 2 days astrologically. Remember, this is personalized to you. You connect with the astrology of the day, but maybe it's still, a vibrant day for you, that you have a better chance of using it than someone else. But what we really want to think about is, okay, yes, I can use it, but what am I going to be closing up on this day? And then also finding pockets within the day that are favorable to you. Where this day, yeah, it's a great day, but maybe I will take caution if I'm going to launch something. So what I tell all of my clients to do, and you would do this on the beginning of the month as well as on a yearly basis. I would be looking at where are the most vibrant days that I have access to. So what you have access to is 30 days. So what I'd like you to do first, and number one, is find a green day with the most stars and the most icons. And I specifically chose this week because at the very least, we're going to be using a lot of green days, whether you have a lot of stars there or not, but at least there should be at least a minimum of 1 star. Occasionally, you're going to see a day where you have 0. That means you just don't connect with that day, whether it's green or white. So that would be, kind of number one of what you'd be looking at. And let me see if I can get myself back on screen here for just a little bit. Okay. All right. So again, now we're going to be looking at these icons, even though I just covered my face up with it. Sorry about that. But you'll see what I'm going to do in just a second. Now these bars over here, there's a couple of things that we have all. This means all of these icons are here, and then I can and by the way, these particular icons, I pretty much, when you hover over them, you're going to see a little pop up, and hopefully it's self-explanatory, especially if English is your first language. If it's not, I'm still trying to kind of speak to those of you who understand, because currently the system is in English. Hopefully we'll get it in other languages over time. But basically, if you don't know, remember, go over to this training tab where we talked about before, and we also have some guidebooks here that I highly recommend you looking into. All right, going back to the strategic dates. So let's just take all of those icons out. As you can see, those all went blank. And so now what I'm going to do is going to say, all right, I want to launch something. So I'm going to click that launch button, and I want to do some marketing on it. And hey, what about doing a joint venture with somebody? Or let's see if I can get some affiliates working for me. This is really where this can help you a lot. And of course, I want to have some money, the money bag. I want to have some money come into this. So now what I do is I hit selected. So that now that I hit selected, now I can go into for this particular person, yours will be different. Why? Because your astrology is different. So what I can see already, remember, we're doing a launch sometime over the next week. So you have an opportunity right now. Now this may mean you're going to have to work the weekend to write out some sales letter, a sales page or a landing page or email sequence, because you're going to want to launch on any one of these days next week. So depending on how many stars you have on one of these green days and how many icons you have based on what you have selected, and then we are going to launch. What day do I not want you to launch? Probably on the 28th. Even if you have 5 stars and every single icon in the suite to choose from, launching something on a destruction day is destructive behavior. That's just not smart. But these other days, wow, you've got some pretty good opportunities there. Okay. All right. So then the other thing that I want to show you on this particular, and we're going to go over this every single day that we're on next week, because I think it's important for you to see the various empowering tools that you can use. Now, if you do want to print out a year view, I'll do this next week so you can actually see this, but it's going to just take a little bit of time, and I want to get into actually you using the day. But you can also print out the months that you have available for your TimeBlazr. So you're going to get 30 days for free. So you're going to be able to print out only 1 month that has TimeBlazr information on it. Then you can also go to, you can either put your month or your year into your Google Calendar or your iCal. That's where we're at right now. And from what I understand, I think Alice has figured out to get it into your Outlook as well. I think you have to go through the Google platform to do that, but I'm not really sure. Now, be quite honest, uh, iCal or Google or Outlook have not gone onto the TimeBlazr bandwagon quite yet. So obviously what you see here is not going to exactly translate over into your calendar. The information will transfer over, but it just will not look the exact same because we don't have a partnership yet. Okay. And then the search tool is probably one of the most fantastic things that I can even talk about in this particular software is when you start selecting different searches because you want to do a specific thing. That's where it just kind of like blows my mind here. Okay, the 5 structures. The 5 structures basically can be found when you go. I'm just going to go back to the month view just to get back to this header here. When you go over to your astrology chart, remember we were talking about these either the triple harmonies or your 5 structures that's located. So it's wealth, power, resource, networks, and creation. So the wealth is about prosperity, power is about your leadership skills, resources about people that help you, your suppliers, and even I even see resource as your CRMs and all of those types of systems that you have set up or have somebody helping you to set up, anyone on your staff. Those are your resources, people who are willing to be your affiliates and things like that. Networks are really, it is looking at people that you choose to surround yourself with. It's also your friends, your social circles. It's your networking efforts as well. And creation is, what do you create? Is it a physical product? Is it a digital product? Are you an author? It is your IP. This is what your creation is. Now, we're talking from a business level. Remember, I am a business feng shui master, astrologer, and favorable timing expert. But can you apply this to your personal life? Absolutely. Although I still am going to say that we are looking at it from a perspective of business. But there are certainly things that can fit into your personal life as well. All right. So let's go back over to where we were at. We were in the search bar, remember, here in the middle. And so that's where you can find the 5 structures. So, okay, well, you know what? Let's say I am creating something that now in the 30 days, you're going to have less opportunities, obviously. But when you don't upgrade yet because there's some things that I want to tell you before. So just hang in with me for the free version right now. All right, so let's say we're creating something. We need to create a sales funnel. We need to create a program. So in this particular case, what we have is, probably beyond what is going to happen for you. But what I'm trying to point out here is that when you come over to you have a choice between some white days and green days. I always go for the green first, and then you click into this, and this is going to take you right to the day view. We'll talk about that day view on today in just a moment, but you can do that. Let's just see if any wealth days come up within that next week that we're talking about. July 23rd. So that's actually today. This person does have an opportunity to today get some interesting things moving for them. Even though it's a remove day, it is still a good opportunity to send out some leads. So we'll talk about that in just a minute. Now, the other thing, I'm going to just put it at all, and then I'm going to go over to the activators. The activators is something else that is in your astrology chart. I'm going to go over these next week. But if you need helpful people, intelligence, yeah, charisma is good for personal as well as business. Charisma for making sales from a business perspective. Travel, I know we're starting to get out there. And then, ha ha ha, if you need to, I don't know why I'm laughing on that one. This one is like, I love it. You can find your personal wellness days where you will get either the best information from your uh, alternative or Western practitioner doctors, as well as you receiving the best treatment or having a better chance of your health. So we love this one right here. Now, the next one I want you to look at is general. Now, I do this at the top of every year. Truthfully, I do it in like October and November because I'm always planning that far ahead. And what I do is, do you remember those 12 days that 12 types of days that I talked about? This is where I can now go, I want to find out where all the success days for me are going to be in 2021 or 2022, depending on where they're at. And I'm going to choose favorable only because otherwise it's just going to pull up all of the success days. What I want to find out to plan out my entire year is I want to look for all the success days that are available to me, and boom, here they come. And I only have this demo chart gone to through to September because it will just take too long to load for you live. Now, the other thing that I might want to do, like we're doing we're doing remove day, and today is one of them. So that one is excuse me, certainly going to pop up. But what I want to say is I love remove days. There, truthfully, is one of my favorite types of days. And the reason being is I want to look at the days for getting rid of things, letting go of things, and rearranging, things that are no longer working. You want to move them out so you can put in better systems or make your office more comfortable, or again, it's just making space. So I love they're right up there with success days for me. So there's a lot of different ways to use this. So I'm just gonna go ahead. There's a couple of different ways you can click to the day view. You can go right here from this particular platform, if you will, that we were just in the search, or you can go from the month view and then you can click on any day as long as you have access to the calendar. So we can go in through here as well. So again, what I'm doing is on a Friday, every Friday morning, I like to plan out my following week. And why do I do it in the morning? Honestly, I heard this from I'm always listening to motivational speakers and coaches and things like that, and I can't honestly say where I got this idea from. It's not mine, but boy oh boy have I embraced it. Is on Friday mornings I like to look at my past week. So number one, what I do is I look at what did I not complete over this week, and what am I going to either like really speed up today to try to get the week done in a successful way where I can pat myself on the back and say, good job, Kathleen, you got everything done. Because it's very easy to get down various rabbit holes, or something may have diverted you. But if it's important for you to move forward, then I'm going to find ways to slot it into this week. All right, that would be step number one. But I want to show you where I'm going to talk about this day, and then we're going to plan out our next weeks together, okay? So let's talk about this day. This is the day details. And what we're going to do is I'm just going to go through a quick navigation on this as well. So on the standard view, just like on the month view, you're going to see certain things. Days of the week are going to be the same. This particular where it says favorable remove, yang water, monkey. All right, so everyone, it's a remove day. Everyone, it's a favorable day. Everyone, it's a yang water monkey day. This is where the astrology starts to be integrated into the calendar. Now, it's going to start automatically. You do not have to think about it, even though you may have a clash or some of the other challenging energies to the monkey. There might be something else in your chart that's going to boost the energy up. That's where the star system will start, and that was brought over from the month view. It's brought over here. It's going to tell you, just as a reminder, what is happening on this particular day, right? Okay, then number two, I'm going to still go what is standard for everyone. For everyone, the same positive influences are there, the same negative influences. Why do you need to be concerned about these? These are indicating to you what um, is the prevailing energy over the entire day. That's what we need to understand. That no matter what, whether it's this green, pure great energy or the challenging, we still have to go. Oh, but we still have director, established authority, and leadership. This is really all three of these terms are like top management leadership kind of skills. Again, if you don't understand just by looking at that short bullet, then you want to go over, remember, go over to the training tab and just look those up in the glossary, and you'll get a full glossary of terms over there. Again, try to make it easy to understand just by one word. But we also have to look about being careless. Might be a day to, even though it's a positive day, it might be a day where, well, might not get so much done. And then me like this is the rabbit hole, the wilderness. Like you start searching or researching something and you've said, you know what, I'm going to take 15 minutes to do this, and here it is 3 hours later and you haven't gotten any work done. Ugh, that just kind of like makes me sad when it happens to me, and I'm sad for you when it happens to you. I truly believe if you set a daily goal and intention every day, you have, and as you look at the day going by, if you keep that vibration and you write it down. So this is a day to let go and release. So that might be something that you have the goal for today. It might be, I'm going to work on for an hour straight. I'm going to be working on cleaning up my digital files. That's what I'm actually going to be working on today. I'm going to be making a little bit more space on my computer because you know what? I do not like to continue to give more money for storage when it's clearly things that I'm not really even looking at anymore. It's outdated. It's no longer relevant, and instead of taking care of it, it is I guess the hoarders. I don't know if you have some of these programs. I can't even watch them, but I've seen like the commercials to them, and they just literally, it's like, oh, things that have not been tended to for years. So this procrastination can actually stop you in your tracks. So and going through some of these files as well may also alert you to, oh my gosh, I need to finish up this, or why don't I revive this knowledge that I've used over the years or learned over the years, but really never deployed. Well, this might be the day where you uncover, and maybe you just need a snippet of it. Keep the snippet and get rid of the rest so that you can make space. All right, let me talk about a couple other things here. The hours, as you can see in the Chinese calendar, are 2-hour time slots. Still 24-hour day, but instead of an hour of 24 hours, there are 2-hour time slots, which means there are 12 different options, if you will. So again, starting with the rat, starts at midnight to 12:59 a.m., and that's the early rat. And then we have the late rat at the end of the day, 11 to 11:59 p.m. But all the other ones are 1 to 2:59. So once it hits like that top of the hour, it goes into, at that second hour, it goes into another time slot. Now, remember, we are talking about those animals as well. So here are the animals and they go in that same sequence, just like we saw them on the compass dial, just like we see them in astrology. It starts with the rat and goes all the way to the pig hour, and then we, like I said, we have that late rat. But those are going to be sequential every single day as well. Those are like clockwork. That's not going to change. What does change is the energy of the day. So just again, look at this bar that I'm going through right now, and basically the energy or the chi of any 2 hour time slot is going to show up in one of three ways. It can show up like in the horse hour, 11 to 12:59 p.m. It is going to show up as on this day, because not every day the energy is constantly changing. So what we're going to see here is we've got the 11 to 12:59 p.m. We have what's called lawsuits. So if you're in a lawsuit or you're even working on, it's like that is not like the best time to be, talking about this, if you will. So you may want to avoid this. You don't want to really sign a contract on this because you might miss some of the fine print, especially if you're working with a corporation where they send you 300 pages of an agreement. I know you really should be reading all of the fine print, but let's face it, when we buy an app or whatever, we don't really look at like the terms and agreements. We just want it, we hit yes. Well, don't hit yes during this particular time because it may end up having some faulty things in there that you will not like later. So this again, especially if you are involved in a lawsuit. So, but when we look at, let's say, the monkey hour, we have 3 to 4:59 p.m. We can see that it has established, that has a plus sign. And then we also have counterproductive and strings attached. So this is what we call mixed energy. So can you use it? Yes, but do expect that we will have something that happen that's counterproductive, and that if you are going to be working with somebody, you may find that there are strings attached. There are things that are conditional that you may not want, but if you want what they're offering or you're offering to them, the conditions might be there. That's why it's better to either hurry up and get something done or wait for a more opportune time, like when we see, and how I've done this is I've made this green a little bit darker, and it's only with the positive signs in there. So the day actually started quite well, but it was very early in the morning and I was sleeping away, and hope you were too. But if you're a night owl, I get that. This is a 24-hour clock, but how else could you use this? You could also be sending out, because you have a CRM that will allow you to send autoresponders. You can time them to be sent out from your location. So you are the executor of your chi. So the chi will initiate from you. That's when you want to send it out, during one of these more positive times. And again, what you want to do is you want to look at um, the training video, the training section in the, I believe it's glossary book 2, for these all of the definitions, if we do not see it here on the TimeBlazr, okay? Or if you don't understand it here on the TimeBlazr. All right, so for most of us, we're in this particular time slot right now, or if you're listening in my time zone, I should better say, between 9 and 11:59. Now, right at, or 10:59, right at 11 o'clock, that energy is going to shift. And then there's going to be another good time between 1 and 2:59 p.m. So this is where you want to look at, using the best times of the day. So, all right. So now that we're in this particular time zone, excuse me, in this, what are we going to do? So, what I would suggest that you do is you start looking at, what is the project that you want to be working on in the next hour, I would say, if you're in my time zone, or maybe taking your lunch break at this particular area. And then again, pick up at 1 to 2:59, and then you could get in, several hours here. All right. So now let's look at this last column here where we now also see some stars. So this is now saying, oh, now I can personalize this calendar to the point where I can find the best times for me to make an important decision, or like I said, take really concerted action. So again, you're going to see four different ways. Well, I'll just say two. One is going to be there's no whether it be positive like in the dragon hour or quite challenging in the horse hour. um, you can see that there are no stars whatsoever. So what it's saying, astrologically, you have no connection with this particular hour, and you still may of the day, depending on how many stars are there, and the icon are there, that's going to automatically come over in all of them, not just the pre-filtered one. All of them are going to come over on the day view. So we're saying, all right, now I need to make a choice. If I'm going to be doing something important on this day, I'm going to start with what would I avoid? Personally, I would avoid any of them that had any of the mixed energy, such as the monkey hour, or the dog hour, if you will, pig and rat, especially avoiding the rooster hour. The horse hour, there's no connection, so I'm going to avoid it because it's just negative energy. Right? All right. So, but what would I choose? So currently, because I'm in the time zone where the time is not passed, 9 to 10:59, it's got 1 star. Great. At 1 to 2:59, there's 3 stars. So for this person, yours may be different because why? Your astrology is different. This person will have better outcomes by using the 1 to 2:59 time slot. Great. So I'm going to advise this person to do their most important activities during this 4-hour time slot. So we've heard of the 4-hour work week by Tim Ferriss. Well, I'm talking about a 4-hour work day. If you chose this, and let's even say this, these 2-hour time slots, together, that's the 4 hours, right? You choose those 4 hours, you're gonna get more done than if you put in an 8-hour day. Now, that means you're really like planned it out and you use it. That's why having this knowledge and technology ahead of time can help you successfully strategize and deploy things that you want to create. Remember, this system goes back to the art of war. You are winning the war without fighting the battle. Now, let's just take that concept a little bit further. If I decide to, because I see a star here on this day, even though it's a 4-star day, it's a remove day, and I decide, you know what, I'm going to use this 5 to 6:59, and I'm going to send out, a company-wide, memo that we're going to be doing, this new product, and it's going to start as soon as Monday morning. All right. Well, doing that, you know already that there's going to be some devious intent. That means that you are going against the flow of the day. That means that you are choosing to ignore that you already have some really, really good times here. That 1 to 2:59 for this person, this would be like, that's just craziness. Why wouldn't you take the energy of the day? All right, well, you're saying, well, I've already planned out my calendar for next week. I really can't do anything. That's having a very closed mindset as well. I would hope that you would see the value of maybe trying to rearrange your schedule so that you will have much better outcomes. Now, I get it if you've got a top paying client and you really, you've already made that decision to meet them. All right, then what do you do? Well, then what do is, let's say you have an appointment today, important client, can't go around it, and it's at 3:30 today. Then you need to go, all right, well, what does establish mean? That means basically you're establishing authority. Counterproductive, you may see that a person may interrupt a meeting, you may get a phone call that takes you out of the room for a conversation. So it's counterproductive to what you're trying to do in that particular time, and there might be strings attached. In the respect, you tell them that, hey, my proposal is for $30,000, and these are my deliverables, and they'll say, yes, we will go with the 25,000 25,000 proposal, and I want to add 10 team members to this that I wouldn't be able to do before. Okay, so that's where you're going to have to go, okay, now I'm going to look into trying to design my day around the good days and times. So it would have been much easier if I was the director of this. I'm opening doors and opportunities, and I got money in the conversation versus having to deal with that. Do you see the difference on how empowering this can be for you if we do that particular strategy, right? Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to talk to you about quickly the 24th, the 25th, and the 26th, because we are now coming up onto the weekend, and then I want you to spend some time actually cleaning some things up, making space in your day for new opportunities. I am going to go back to how I'm going to plan out the week though first. So let's look at the month view again. And I want you to actually do this with me as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to, I do this planning on the 16th. And so now we're looking at the 23rd. So basically, just telling you what my schedule was last week. I was preparing for speaking at a conference on the 17th and the 18th, which I successfully did. So that one is done. I had some meetings on this day for another conference that I'm speaking at in September. And so the meeting's done, but I still need to create collateral, which I'm kind of obligated to get done by the first week in August. So, and like I said, I actually look at my paper calendar and what I need to do. So I'm looking back at the things that I said that I would do, and the things that, and so what I've been doing every single day, obviously, is making sure all of the collateral is ready for today's presentation. So that's on track. And then, so truthfully, I actually completed all of my tasks for this week because it was pretty well planned out on how I was going to do that. So that is, what I can say now. I'm going to be moving forward. All right, so we already looked at the remove day. Let's look at the full day. Now we're looking at what's called a white day, and white as meaning it's void of color. And basically what it's saying is, still for this person, it's a pretty highly energetic day. May have to move my picture out of the way on that one. Let me move it over here. And let me move this back up. Yeah, better. Okay, so this one is highly charged for this day. Very good for the icons here. And but it's an unfavorable day. So the distinction is when this was created literally thousands of years ago, what we understood about the calendar was that every day cannot be a perfect day. Otherwise, why have a favorable timing calendar? It would be great all the time. Well, we know life is messy. We know that it is not possible to have, a perfect day all the time. But for this person, astrologically, it is saying that it's still very good. It's an unfavorable day though, and it's a full day. Now, a full day when it is a void of color, it's not a green day. Basically, what I want you to understand about a full day, whether it's green or white, but it just really does take on more of a negative connotation when it's on a white day, is that basically a full day means that your cup is always full, right? Like this is where I caution you to sign a contract on, especially on an unfavorable full day, because your clients are always going to want more. I always try to say, under promise, over deliver, but no matter what you promise, they're always going to want more. They're always going to be wanting to add change orders at your expense. So it's always full. So it's always, it's nice to have your cup full, but when it comes to the point where your cup is full and you're being drained, then that's not such a great strategy anymore. Okay, so again, we're going to see, what type of astrological, it's a yin water rooster day. But for this person, it actually is pretty good. Then we got to look at the positive and negative influences. Again, I'm going to let you look at those terms when you're there. But one of the things I do want to point out is this voluminous, especially on a full day. Do watch your spending and do watch your efforts, that you don't have to double them up. So on which I should have mentioned this, yes, for today's date, which we'll still have an opportunity to talk about. When the day is white, the negative energies have more power. When the day is green, the positive energies have more power. So just kind of keep that in mind as well. So what does this person have on this particular day? What I would say, and yours is going to be different because of your astrology, between 11 and 12:59, and again between 5 and 6:59. Those are going to be the best times. And again, at 11 o'clock at night, if you are one of those that are a night owl. But this might be. I'm going to advise this person to take 2 hours on the 24th, and we're going to be working on stimulating your business. So this is where I would say I am going to be prepared. This isn't I come in at 11 o'clock and go, what am I going to write about today? And you're starting to search and you're starting to check your emails, and all of a sudden it's 1 o'clock and you've lost this great energetics of good questions, which would be asking even yourself, why am I doing this program? Why am I going to give it to my clients? Why is it important to me? That would make it important for them. Those are asking good questions. You will get good answers. And then you may need to tap into being a little reflective about this. But by the time 11 o'clock comes around, I want you to be prepared to what you're doing. That's why I've asked you for the last 2 weeks, what is it that you're going to be launching? So today's the day we're going to get that started by making space for it. So this is also planning ahead. Tomorrow I'm going to write copy for a 3 mil or 5 mil sequence. I mean, part of the sequence is thank you for opting in. Great that you are interested in my coaching program, and click here to confirm your email. I mean, it's as simple as that. You don't have to write a novel. Great if you're a great writer and all of that. But, come on, we got to get something going here. So don't get into perfection mode, and that's going to trip you up. So what is it that you're going to be doing each and every day? This is how I want you to start planning out your next week, right? Okay. All right. Now, and then these other times, can you use them? Sure. But even start taking note every 2 hours over the next week, what's happening and what you're doing. Especially if you print this calendar out. At this moment, we're not able to actually fill in these fields digitally, but when you print it out, you're able to do that. Let's look at Sunday the 25th. Now we go to back to a favorable day. And on this particular day, we have green light, which means things are going to be moving forward. Again, leadership, there's stability, virtue is having the kindness of heart, but there is a potential disaster. But what did I just say? The green days kind of weaken these negative energies, and those become a little bit more potent. So what we're going to do is we're going to now overlay these on the particular day that we're going to be using. So first of all, it's a balance day. This could be bringing balance into your life. Not that I want you to be working all the time, but with the system, you won't be working all the time. There will be times where you're going to be able to, take that respite. But during the real vibrant times, yes, this is a time that you may want to, take action. Now, let's face it, it is a Sunday. You may have some spiritual, times that you're going to want to, nourish your soul with, and I'm not saying don't miss anything that you've already got planned, but if you are one of those who are just planning on sleeping in on Sunday, why don't you get up and get ready, get going right at 9 o'clock for 2 hours. Again, why don't we add, I'm going to work on sales copy for my landing page or my offer page, if you're going to be one that's just going to sleep the time away and then maybe take a nap a little bit later on in the day. That's how you can better use the time, right? Um, and this is, like I said, a balance day. So wanting to bring balance into your schedule, bringing balance, and another way of bringing balance into your schedule is really having a good um, having a great opportunity to um, have some regular time. So I talk about also like a power hour. Using this 2 hour time slot would be a great thing for you to do as well. And I'm going to talk about a power hour from the perspective of a business power hour and a personal power hour. I am a strong advocate for personal power hours where you do meditation and you do healthy body movements. You are doing healthy eating, journaling, that kind of thing. And my personal time, it usually takes even over an hour, and I like to do it first thing in the morning. And then when you're doing your business power hour, this would be doing something that is going to monetize and bring some cash into your bank account. So if you just took this 2 hours and did one power hour for yourself and then one power hour for your business, if you took that strategy every single day, holy moly, what would your business look like in 6 months from now? I mean, seriously, what would your business look like when you start balancing the yin and yang of your body systems as well, going within to be your best person and then extending out those good ideas? That is a recipe for success right there. All right, the last one we're going to talk about is the 26th in detail, because I want to let you get on with let's plan out this week together. And then you're going to be removing stuff. Okay, so this is an excellent stable day. This is one of my favorite days. The ranking of the days where you saw favorable, unfavorable, and things like that. So in the standard version, not personalized to you, the excellent is the highest value, then it would be favorable and fair. Then it drops from the green zone into void of color, and then it would go from unfavorable to avoid. Avoid being the lowest energy available. So you do want to watch out about that. Okay, but this is an excellent stable day. This would be a super great day to launch something if you're going to be ready for it. And if nothing else, I want you to send out at least one email to your list, to your clients, whether you have a CRM or you're using your Gmail account or whatever, and tell them what you are doing, because this is going to start it out on a stable foundation. So by next week between 9 and 10:59, and we're going to be coming on. We're going to be coming on, oh, excuse me, that's 7 to 8:59. I was looking at the wrong day. We're still going to be coming on at 11:30. So you will already have this done, right? So I want to see in the chat, I'm going to send out email number 1 on Monday, July 26th between 7 and 8:59, if that is got a star in this area for you. Because, again, this might be a 1-star day for you. It may have a 0-star, but if you've got multiple stars here, and if you have no stars, let's see if one of these do down here. Yes, it does. What was our strategy? Do we want 3 stars or 1 star? Well, let's see what would be the best thing to do. This is an announcement. This is saying I'm going to be doing I'm opening up my schedule for 10 coaching calls, and here's why you want to take one of these slots. Or I'm opening my schedule to 10 discovery calls, and this is why you want to do a discovery call with me. Or I am going to be launching a program this week, and here is an opt-in. If you're interested in getting into this program, please opt in to this page that'll tell you all about what's going on. So you have a number of different ways in which you can communicate, because we are going to be communicating with our clients every single day next week. Okay? All right. With that said, you have some work to do, right? All right. So let me explain something that's new on this particular day. As you can see, during the positive influence, this box turned to teal versus just white, like on, for example, on the 25th, even though it's a positive day, it's just a white box. But now on the 26th, on Monday, it turns to teal. Why? Because it has one energetic in there that's called quick action. Now, on a white day, typically I'm not going to put a quick action box there because the day is negative. Every once in a while, it will show up because it's maybe a day that's not so bad. I'll throw it in there, but mostly it's going to be on a green day. What this means is everything is going to speed up on this day, and it's going to speed up whether it is going to be a positive like in the dragon hour or in the snake hour. So you do need to be careful about when you are sending out your correspondence, making important calls, which, by the way, it doesn't have to be an email. You could start calling people too, but just call them during these good times. Well, most clients are not going to answer the phone between 7 and 11 p.m. So this is why an email might be a little bit better. And then remember, this has no star, still good energy. It just doesn't connect with this person. Yours is going to be a little bit different. Okay. All right, so then, again, go through some of the things that are happening here. So we are going to be meeting between 11 and 12:30. I started this on a good day and time, and that's why I chose that time slot. And the only reason that we have kind of changed other time slots is because of, this kind of good time. All right. All right. So let's look at the month again. And I want you to go through, this is your homework. I want you to go through, and I want you to go through the rest of this particular week. But just by the icons alone for this person, and that's who we're talking about here, for this person can be launching something on the 25th, 6th, good thing on the 29th and 30th. Can the person actually launch on the 27th? It's an initiate day. Absolutely. It's just saying the icons are more connected, again, astrologically, to do that. But why would I say yes to this? It also has a money bag. So if you're making an offer that is attached to give me your credit card, then this might be a really good day to do that. But I wouldn't have that stop me either. if you know, this success day is pretty darn vibrant and this one is too. So this is where those 2 days can help you out. So that's how we're going to be looking at the day, right? Okay, let me go back to the month here. So this is what I, you know, plan on doing. So next week we're going to be, and you'll probably be receiving some of these correspondence from me that you could either model after as well. But you're going to start receiving information from me on, and it may be, you know, here's a copy of the replay, and you know, things like that. But you're going to start seeing things about how we can, you know, work on a deeper level if that's appropriate to you. But that's how you use it. I'm being very transparent with you about this program, but I'm doing this in the spirit of trying to help you understand how someone like me will reach out to clientele. So I will be making important phone calls at this time. I've got to, what I'm going to be doing is reaching out to, because this is a mid-year time in the metal ox. So I want to also reach out to my current clients and let them know that I want to know what's going on with them. Like, how is the year going? Even though we see each other approximately once or twice a month, I also want to let them know that I'm thinking about them. So this is where you want to nurture the clients that you already have, as well as putting on that marketing hat of finding new clients. So, you know, there's a huge knowledge base around, like, keeping a client is a lot easier than acquiring a client, but that also takes your time and effort as well. So this is something that I will be working on next week. Now, I'm also working on my 2022 Water Tiger book, because that's the book that's coming out this fall. But you know, looking at my schedule for next week, I'm right in the middle of a launch. So would that be where I'm going to get some creative juice towards that? Most likely not. So I'm going to probably have to shelve, not probably, I will shelve next week working on the book. I may take a stab at it here and there, but concerted effort where I'm writing every single day, that I know is going to be really tabled until August. But August, it's kind of a no, uh, it would be a deal breaker for me, to myself and to you, not to get that book out and that information out for the upcoming year. So I'm really going to have to schedule into my calendar in August daily writing times, and that's where I want you to start thinking about the goals that you set for yourself. Those also need to be inserted into your TimeBlazr, and really be serious about, if you're setting a goal for yourself, that's what you want to do. All right, so now let me come back over here. Okay. All right, you guys. Really, what I would like for you to do is, I want you to get whatever task that you're going to be working on. I really want you to be looking at the what you're going to be doing for this next hour, 45 minutes at this point. So please put in the chat, I'm working on a digital file. I'm working on cleaning up, you know, one area of my desk. I'm working on just one drawer to get that cleaned up, because it's just a junk drawer. I'm not really even, like, I'm just throwing things in it at this point. What is it that you're going to be working at? And let's get those into the chat right now, if you can do that for me. Looks like Alice has answered some of the questions that have come through. but let me just give a couple shout outs for people who have signed in. I appreciate that. Hello, Peng Yang. Keep up the great work. Love that you explain everything in detail for a great understanding. And thank you, Peng Yang, for chiming in. Don't know where you're from. If you could let me know where it's just of my interest as well to see what reach we are getting. And Eleanor said, "Hi there. Thanks for joining in." Got a bit confused about the timing. I converted the 7 a.m. time slot to 3 p.m. In the UK and use that. Should I have just used the 7 a.m. here instead? Yes. So now what you're going to have to do, Eleanor, is you never really convert. And let me tell you a little way that I have tried to explain this and see if this helps you. So it's New Year's Eve, and you are from the UK, and you decide to come to New York City to watch the infamous ball whenever they redo that. I think they did it even last year, but it was all remote. No one got to go except for essential workers and healthcare workers to the dropping of the ball last year in Times Square in New York City. But you want to really celebrate New Year's Eve on British time, which is what, 9 hours, 7 hours? I'm not even sure what the time difference is. I'm not really even sure. And you show up on time, you show up at Times Square, and it's, like 10 o'clock in the morning because you have chosen to celebrate New Year's on British time versus US time. You're not going to find anyone there that is going to watch the ball drop. It's the wrong timing. So your body, wherever your body is at, that is the energy that you will pick up in the TimeBlazr. So it's a very important distinction to know. You never convert. And what you do is, if you happen to travel, and let's say you came out here to California, and one day hopefully we'll meet each other in person. But you come to California, then your TimeBlazr travels to that time slot for you. So 7 a.m. in California is what you would be, or let's even say exactly right now, it's 10:19 a.m. And if you landed in at SFO, our airport, you would be on Pacific Standard Time. You would not be in the UK. So that's what you just have to remember. Your TimeBlazr goes with you. And so that's something that I hope made sense, because that is important. How can you find the hour agenda? I think we went over that pretty deeply. And so I think that's there. And Antoine moved my desk to the west. Good for you, because we had talked about that and how the west was very, very important. Hopefully, you didn't disturb one of the cranky areas by doing that, because that is sort of a timing thing as well. But now that you're there, make sure that you orient your body into your personal power directions. That's from the so now. Antoine, what I'm trying to say to you is you are in line with your astrology. You're figuring that out. You're figuring out where the best energy is for cash flow. That's why I'm assuming you moved to the west, as well as now adding on this third layer of the timing to trigger your energy. You are just stacking up and layering the positive energy for you in a way that I can't wait to hear what happens with what you are doing. So Jen is busy cleaning up her kitchen since 7 a.m. and now I'm off to work. Good job. I hope that worked out for you. Peng is working on cleaning up the house, and she's from Northern California. Awesome. Thanks again, Kathleen. You're a queen. Ooh, well, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. That's very sweet. That's very sweet. Okay, so I am going to actually close up the live stream for today, but you guys keep working, and remember, we have a couple of other time slots today that you can be working on. And then for those of you who are kind of coming late to the game, that's still not too late for you to get the TimeBlazr. So just go to www.free30timetrial.com. Slow it down when you are entering in your information. And what I'm saying by that is this: make sure that you enter in your proper um, date and time. And the time is one of the things that people kind of mess up on. So I think our clock is on a 24-hour clock. So if you don't know how to do that, after 1 o'clock p.m., you start just adding 12 to it, and it's 1300, or 2 o'clock is 1400, etc. And then just make sure that you get, or put the AM and PM. I can't remember how we actually put the time there, but once it's calculated, and we're doing this for free for you, so please set it up properly. Just go ahead and put that in there. And again, this, at the time of this recording, this is where we are going to be giving you the technology away for free, but that may be switching very soon, where we're going to ask $1 for your time. So get it now while you can, and good luck with removing things that you no longer need or serve you, that you can then take to the next level for yourself, as far as opening up space for opportunities. And remember, you're going to be planning out your week of what you are going to be doing in your sequence, whether it be picking up the phone, calling people, or you are going to be looking at sending out an email sequence. So let's get busy, let's get cracking, and I'll see you next week. So have an amazing rest of the day and weekend, wherever you're tuning in from. We do appreciate it. Please like and share, and forward the email to either the email or this link to your friends and colleagues. We really appreciate you doing that for us. It's helping us to help you. So we really appreciate that, and we'll see you on Monday at 11:30 Pacific time. See ya. Bye-bye. Take care.